everybody getting themselves into on this what's today? Thursday? On this Thursday, you already know we right here at work decided to hop on, chop it up with individuals, see what's the talk of the town is going down, the word on the curve. You heard me? What's good with people out there? Hope everybody's having a beautiful Thursday. You already know we right here, slaving away like always. Whoops. Let me just set this up. I thought I did. I guess I didn't press save. Okay. All right, we good now. We good. Wait. What did I do? Okay, we're good. Oh, what's cracking like Mr. Pasa's definitely up in the casa for the raza. Whoa. The homie Sal is definitely up in the building for the brocheros. The homie Derek, what's cracking like my boys? Hope you guys are having a feed me Thursday. Just getting ready for work. That's right, my boy, getting ready to make the Skrilla illa. To get the paper chasing. Ready to get that bacon, no? How's your guys' day going? How's everything? You ready for your deal, Trump? Simón Carnal, ya viene. He's about to take office. I like how Biden yesterday in his final farewell speech that he gave, how he was taking all kinds of shots at Trump. That fool couldn't help himself, huh? He was just talking mad masa. Like, damn, my boy, save it, bro. That was president already. Ya pa' que chingados, güey. And then I was watching, his picks, to take office with him, right? And how the Democrats were just ruthless, bro. They weren't even letting them talk or even explaining themselves. They were acting like fucking like immature kids, bro. That shit was crazy. I'm like, damn, bro. And they think they behave better than them. That's crazy, bro. When both sides behave the same way, man, it's just a trip. What are your thoughts on parents with high expectations for their kids and still complain saying that they're not good enough? Yeah, that is crazy. People like that who are just never satisfied. This is never their goal, right? Like their goal is just to really just tear people down. You know what I mean? Behaviors that could never be satisfied, even if you did accomplish whatever goals they have set in place, they would still find ways to still even bring you down, or minimize at least your accomplishments. They will never be happy even with whatever they, ask of you. There's just people that are just like that in this world, bro. There's just no making them happy. And and to be honest, they don't even want to be happy, Oh, what's cracking like an angel? What you getting yourself into, my boy? Que dice la buena vida, carnal. Like, expect more necessary type shit. Nah, but you would never satisfy, their egos, though. Their egos just, that's bad parenting and says a lot about. Oh, bro, you'll be surprised, bro. There's so many, parents on this world that are just like fucking. It's crazy just the way they see things, right? There's so many cases of even people who murdered their own kids or the kids murdered their parents, right? For the most outlandish reasons, right? For reasons that, nobody, at least with a stable mind, could see how any of this could transpire in murder. You know what I'm saying? It's actually, quite sad, to be honest. I don't even know where the fuck I left my charger. Can't find my charger. But we should still be good. Vote for Pedro. Serio, huh? And his primos and the Lolos? They just had to roll up in the lowriders, huh? They just couldn't show just two of his primos, huh? They just had to bring some two gangster ass fools. Pinche Napoleon. Now that, quite everything, I actually let out 3 tears today. I felt good. Can't remember the last time I did. That, my bad. Yeah, well, hey, tears of joy, homie. That's good shit, homie. So you felt good. That's right. I like that. Oh, not just them, bro, but even like here in America, you get a lot of that, bro. You get a lot of that, through every culture. As a matter of fact, one of the highest expectation rate, like, that you get people who stress over stuff like that is actually comes from the Asian community. There's actually a few documentaries where they speak about shit like that. Because expectations and accomplishments for them is it's a little bit more severe than anywhere else, and it's crazy. But hey, that's how it is. What you eat today, ese? Una torta, carnal. It was I. It was average. Dicen que no, para nada. No, sí, cierto. It's because a lot of people feel like that kind of stuff is like a good way to motivate somebody. They're just stuck in the past. You know, it was never a good tactic to use for motivation, but sounds like self projection to me. Like with what that video about the California uh, money. This is for that. It was true. Oh, the California adoption money. I know, bro. There's been a lot of cases, that are like that. I know of some personally, right? Where once they turn of age and the checks stop coming, they get that boot and they close them doors and that's it. It was never a family thing. It was just business. Sad but true, bro. Está cabrón. Nah, because you do actually see a lot of that, in society though. It's not, um, a lot of individuals, have a lot of, how can I say, trauma within them, right? Not just, like let's say, and Mr. Pasa or anybody on here, right? But a lot of people in general, right? And not even just like let's say in the Hispanic or the ghetto lifestyle, but in all walks of life, you get those issues. It's not something that just homes in on certain people, right? Anybody could be affected by those kind of trauma events. Um, just that there's certain people that are just more open in speaking about it, and that's already a big step forward. Because denial, a lot of people end up being stuck in denial for a while, bro, until the denial gets out of control. What age is the cutoff age? The cutoff age is as soon as they turn 18. You're from Cali, Simon Carnal. I live here in California, right here in I work in the area of Los Angeles. That's where I'm at right now, Boyle Heights, right? But we reside in the city of the Gates, the South Gates for that, which is the south side portion of Los Angeles. I know that there's people that are not too familiar with the cities around there, right? But like close to what's considered Huntington Park, Compton type area. See, because I know everybody recognizes Compton. But then when you talk about like other cities, like let's say Bell Gardens, Maywood, Cudahy, so, Southgate, people really are not too familiar with those areas. He said he's from India. No, I'm not from India, but I would have no problem being from India though. Damn, was it a lot? I never got that. Was it a lot? I never got the specific. Like the money that they get. Oh yeah, they get a lot of money, bro. They get a lot of money a month, per kid. That's why the adoption system is so fucked up, bro. The part that trips me out about the adoption system, right, is that the type of people that are even able to adopt these kids, right? Like, you hear so many, tragic stories, right? And it's like, how the fuck did they get their hands on these kids to begin with, right? And it's almost like they're so desperate. They're so desperate to try to like get rid of these kids, from these places. Maybe they're overpopulated or whatever the reasons may be, right? That they just pretty much just give them away, without even looking into people. It's sad, really. Because there's a lot of people that don't really give a fuck about these kids, right? Because they just don't have any emotional attachments to them. They just think about the cha-ching. I talk about one of the ones that went with my son, right? That my son would talk to, right? And living close by where we live, right? And, he ended up, dropping out of school, like, I think like in the 6th grade, bro. Like, and he just spends all day just, in the streets, right? And the people don't give a fuck, because they don't care. He's the one that's gonna end up paying the price later on, right? When it comes to him being an adult and having to get a job, no education, right? But they don't care about what happens with his life after that age, right? Because after that, they're just close the doors. Right now they're just getting in the check and collecting the check because the parents are some despicable type people. None of them work, but they have a big ass home and all these cars and shit like that. But that's only because they adopted, I think, like 4 kids. So we're talking about thousands of dollars a month that they get. Thousands, bro. Like if the math was right, it was like about 7,000 or 8,000 a month that they get. So, with you getting that much a month, I mean, why should you even work, right? It's crazy. What up, Shadow? What's good, Jose? I never understood the BH and East Los thing. Boyle Heights is the east side, but it ain't East Los. No, like for example, like the district, like let's say the district, East Los is an actual district, right? So it's Boyle Heights, right? They're 2 different districts, right? So you have the district of Boyle Heights and you have the district of East Los Angeles, right? Boyle Heights in itself is on the east side of Los Angeles, right? And East Los is the heart of what's the east of Los Angeles, right? That's why Boyle Heights is patrolled by LAPD. LAPD is the one that patrols Boyle Heights area, right? That's their territory, LAPD. East Los is patrolled by the East Los sheriffs. Sheriffs are the ones that you see, patrolling that area because that's their area. So LAPD will be the ones arresting people over here on the east side, right? Which is Boyle Heights. And in East LA, it'll be the sheriffs, right? Because they're 2 different districts. Here in LA, because of how much is populated and how big it is, you have so many different districts, right? It's pretty much cut up into areas, right? But it looks the same. Like if you were to come, it all looks the same, right? But it's just that obviously you got the East Los district, you got the LAPD district. Excuse me. Yeah, people don't know because they haven't out of towner and I didn't get shit. Had nothing back. Oh yeah, the money's supposed to be for these kids, right? Like that's what the money. They're not getting paid. They don't pay these people to adopt kids. That's not what the money's for. The money that they're getting monthly is to provide clothing, food, health care, or anything that the kids need, right? That these kids need. That money's supposed to go to them and be for them. But these individuals end up spending it on themselves. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not like they're fucking actually sending people and looking into it because how many cases there is, how, big a population we're talking about. They just don't have, enough workers to be on top of everybody at all times. You know what I'm saying? And these individuals know that, right? So they know how to work the system. You know what I mean? And then by the time they do send a worker to your home, you already know how to, these individuals already know how to play the part, right? Make it look like it's a nice family and everything's going great. Once they leave, it goes back to the same routine, right? Why these individuals end up getting, abused and tortured and all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? And como les lavan los cocos, the parents being, right? That's the reason why they don't, actually tell these people what's actually really happening because they're scared. At the end of the day, they're still kids, bro. So they're going to be terrified of what might happen if they say the truth, right? And since they've been in a fucked up predicament their whole entire lives, right, with all this injustice, that they just don't feel like that if they tell them that the cops will actually, be able to save them or get them out of this predicament, right? So they just pretty much see that it will be hopeless or pointless to even say anything, right? So they just kind of deal with it. It's a fucked up cycle. Is Flats Boyle Heights or East Los? Primera Flats is Boyle Heights. All the gangs that people think about when they think about what's East Los is actually Boyle Heights. Like Wyfus is in Boyle Heights. Primera Flats is in Boyle Heights. VNE is in Boyle Heights. Cuatro Flats is in Boyle Heights. Like all those neighborhoods are in Boyle Heights, not East LA. East LA, you have like just mostly what's the Maravilla gangs. The Maravilla gangs are what's located on the East Los portion, right? And then you have like very few other gangs like King Cobras, Indiana Dukes, Little Valley, Winter Gardens, and maybe that's about it. Outside of everybody else is in Boyle Heights. You know, but the Maravilla gangs are the ones that are actually in East LA. And you have like 20 different gangs of those, right? So they make up a big portion of what's East Los. So they can actually say that they're from East Los. You know what I mean? Blue Devil's gonna interview Mr. Capone. Oh, serio? That's cool. That's right. That should be an interesting interview. I remember my abuela buying stuff. Yeah, like don't get me wrong, there is people that are actually good people, right? That actually, how could I say, take care of these kids, and don't think that all of them are fucking, despicable people or whatever. Of course, you're gonna have good individuals with good intentions and good hearts, amongst all the chaos, you know. Just like when people try to make it seem like all police officers are, corrupted or crooked, or all politicians. Like, yes, you do have a lot of corruption and crookedness, but not all of them. You know what I'm saying? Not all of them are like that. You do have, good individuals with good intentions también in the mix. You know, um, it's not so simple like that where you could say like, well, they're all like that. Well, they're not all like that. I always have said that, like, it's bad to brand, an whole entire group or individuals like that based off of just a few individuals' actions, right? Or just what people experience within themselves, right? Like your experiences, with, certain individuals, doesn't justify people now branding the whole entire group that way. Like, oh, I bumped into a few racist, Southsiders, so they're all racist. Like that's stupid. Or I met some blacks that were disrespectful, so they're all disrespectful. That's, like I said, bro, that's just retarded. Or I met some white people that were Karens, so they're all like that. Like, that's stupid too. Like I said, bro, like, it's just stupid to try to brand a whole entire group just because of your interactions with certain individuals, right? Like, that just doesn't make any sense. And I don't understand why people do it, or why people even buy it and actually run with it as well. It's like, if you're so easily, fooled like that, then it's crazy. It's funny how people literally think California is what they see on the internet. Yeah, just because like a few individuals and they try to stir up the pot or try to make people think that certain things are this way or that way, and it's like what people see on the internet. Just don't be fooled by what they're saying. Like, they can only speak, on behalf of themselves. Like, they don't speak in behalf of what's actually happening out there. Like, who the fuck are these people to be the spokesmen, or you know, like, people ain't concerned about shit like that. You know, Hoodstocks is gonna interview John Villa. Who's John Villa? Deserves more respect than he gets. Yeah, I don't understand why people, disrespect him so much, bro. Like, it just never made any sense to me. Like, oh, he's fake, he this and that. Like I have never once heard that individual say that he's Mexican, bro. Never, never, or proclaim to be Mexican. Like, what the fuck? Like, when the fuck did he ever say that? You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, look at the way he dresses and carries himself. Like, wow, well, he grew up amongst these individuals. Don't act like when you were growing up amongst your peers, that you didn't behave the same way that they did, bro. Come on now. Like, who are you trying to fool, bro? We know how human behavior works. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not trying to, portray to be Mexican, right? This is just how he grew up. I mean, he gave a lot of individuals like work, and he cared for, individuals out there. Now, was there bad deals? Was there, fall offs? Yes, just like with any business and anybody else out there, right? It's weird how many different areas there's on called different names, but they literally across the street from each other. Yeah, yeah, facts, facts. You have so many different, what's considered cities, right? Some are districts, but it doesn't matter. Everyone considers them cities, right? There's so many cities within Los Angeles, right? It's not just like, LA, right? You have so many different, from San Pedro to Long Beach to Cudahy, Maywood, Bell Gardens, Montebello, fucking um, West LA, Hollywood. You just like there's just different areas. It's just broken up. Yes, it's all LA County. It's all patrolled by LAPD. It's all the same shit, right? But it's just broken up into districts because of how populated and how many people there is. That it just, in order for you to keep everything, running smooth, right? It's got to be broken off into pieces. That way, it allows you to run it smoother instead of just trying to run it as a whole. Blue Devil comes from Sniper's Camp. Does he now? Oh shit, that's crazy. That's another thing. Like, when I get asked, like, "Hey, bro, hey, who were you? Like, which side were you picking? Like, high power or snappers?" And it's like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, like who were you like rooting for? Like who were you like with aligned with? And I'm like, aligned with? What are you talking about, bro? Like, what did their pedos have to do anything with me, bro? Like, their pedos have nothing to do with me, bro. You know what I mean? I don't even know these individuals. Like, you know, like, what do you mean pick? Why the fuck would I pick a side, bro? Like, that shit got nothing to do with me, bro. Or like, oh, so your homies didn't care? No, bro, me and my homies didn't give a fuck about what was happening. Or a majority of my homies didn't even know the pedo between these guys, bro, or even knew who they were. Like, bro, people are not focused in on shit like that, bro. They're just not. I'm telling you, a majority of my homies, they didn't even know who these Chicano rappers were. They weren't bumping them. You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck would they pick sides for, bro? Like, they're not part of the pedo, homie. You'll be stupid just to because of the music that you're all of a sudden now gonna pick an alliance, bro. That just makes no sense, homie. You know what I mean? Because that's like if you're trying to be you're playing make believe, right? Like if you're a part of the scenario, and that's all fucking pretend, homie. Nobody trying to play pretend, bro. You know. Like that's just crazy. Like, well, who do you think were the real ones? Like, well, bro, I don't know them. So how could I tell you who's the real one if I don't know? I don't know. I don't know if these guys were the real ones or that guy were the real ones, bro. I can't tell you. So why would the fuck would I make a decision like that? Like, why? Because what they're rapping about, I'm gonna make my choice. No, bro, that's fucking stupid. We goes based off of real shit, real scenarios, and what we know, what we seen. That's how we'll give you like what we really think. But I'm not gonna think somebody's just down for their shit just because they rap like they're down for their shit. Like, it's a trip. Like, I don't idolize people like that just because they're good rappers. Like, you literally have a street considered LA in the city, then the very next street is not considered LA. Yeah, like districtly wise though. Like, well, you don't really live in LA. You actually your residence shows that you reside in the city of Huntington Park, but it's still within LA County. They have always said that about, like, let's say us, right? They say, oh well, the Valle is not the same as LA. That the Valle is not the same as LA. That there's two different things. And it's like, that's weird because when we're getting arrested and chased in my neighborhood, it's LAPD. We're getting arrested by LAPD, but the Valle is not LA. LAPD is the one that's arresting us in the Valle, bro. We don't have San Fernando Valley PD. You know what I mean? It's LAPD, bro. That's who's fucking arresting us. But we're not the same as LA. It's all LA County, bro. What county does the San Fernando Valley reside in? In LA County. Like, bro, it's literally like a 10-minute drive, my guy. Pero it's not the same. I'm telling you, like, people les gusta hablar without even knowing, And it's like it's different things, but we're sharing the same. And there's not like you can't go to like the fucking the city hall in the Valle, but you gotta come to LA to fix all legal matters, bro. You gotta come over here, bro. You're gonna fix them over there. Where you gonna go? You know what I'm saying? Pero it's two different things. Just pendejadas de gente, te digo. Like, oh, bro, like you don't know what's up there. You didn't grow up in that area. Like, okay. Billy Devil was 606. Oh, was he? Oh shit, I didn't know that. I'm 31. I got nothing up here. I hope I can come back and live life out there. Órale, all right. But you out there just working, no? Get in the feria. I don't get the hate. Yeah, neither do I. Hey, what up, bro? What's cracking like? And I have a question. If you don't believe in God, how do you think good and evil is? By human behavior, the way people are treated and raised, right? I believe that all of us humans, right, that we're naturally good, right? I believe that it's just within us to have, because we're born with these types of emotions, right? What's empathy and what's compassion and all of that, right? Now, there's some rare cases that individuals that are born, psychopathic, right, who don't display, any type of empathy or can't feel any of that, right? So they're just, the rare few, right? Like with anything else, right? That you get a rare few, right? Just like you get some white tigers or white lions or whatever, right? But there's always going to be just the different those very few number of different individuals. But a majority of people share the same, emotional structure, right? Now, somewhere along the line, depending on how they're parent, right, some of these individuals lose those, or just choose to not believe in that no more because of all the cruelty that they have suffered and have gone through, and that they just feel like that, because you got to think about it like this, right? If the people who brought you into this world, right, who are supposed to be there for you and care for you and love you and all of that, if they're the ones that are being abusive, torturing you, beating you, and putting you through all kinds of shit, right? Then what makes you think that anybody else in that world is going to care about you or care for you? Or why should you even care about, anything or even believing what they're saying? If the very people who brought you into this world don't display that, then why are you going to believe that anybody else is going to display that, right? And that's why you get these individuals being able to hurt everybody out there, because they feel like everybody's just the same as their parents, right? So why should they care what they do to these people? Or why should they care about, what kind of damage they're bringing to them? If nobody gave a fuck about them, right? Or, help them out, then why should he care about what he does to anybody else out there? Or, or the hurt that he brings to everybody else. He's gonna feel like, well, now people gotta put up with it like I had to put up with it my whole entire life. Just like people are telling me to get over it, then they gotta get over all the shit that I'm bringing to them now. How does it feel? You feel me? And that's a stupid way of thinking, but that is the mentality, though, right? When people suffer through trauma, that is just how they grow up seeing things. And we know this because of the research. But it's like kind of like saying, like, if you have a group of people, right? And let's say that you have 3 grown-ass men. Let's say they're 30-year-old grown men. You have 3 30-year-old grown men, and they're beating up a 7-year-old little girl. Everybody's going to feel some type of way about that, right? They're going to be like, hey, what the fuck? And they're going to want to go and help the kid out, right? They're going to feel sympathy for the child. They're going to feel some type of way about the scenario. They're just not going to fucking keep walking or pay no mind to it. Now, there is very few people out there who will be like, well, good, that's what the kid gets. Or maybe the kid did something bad, right? But like I said, those are the people that have experienced shit themselves, right? And that's why they grow up seeing things and thinking things, different. But a majority of society, majority of the population would have a problem with that scenario. You know what I mean? Showing you that a majority of society sees things in a good way than in a bad way. You know what I mean? The reason why we think certain things are bad is because a majority of people thinks that shit is bad. But then you do have people that, think otherwise. But that's fewer in numbers, meaning that the overall population of individuals are more good than bad. Because if there was more bad people than good people in this planet, then the things that we see bad, we wouldn't be seeing bad. We will see them as normal. And we wouldn't have an issue with them because that would be now considered the norm, right? But the reason why it's not the norm is because the majority of people are good. You feel me? And that's pretty much how we just, how stuff, is structured, psychologically wise, at least, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, my lunch break is over. We got to get back to it. It was good chopping it up with you guys, and we out.